Okay, you want to do the sponsors?
No.
I thought it was so close. Today's episode of Wine Time Fridays is brought to you in part by our friends at Pilgrim's Market, CDA Gourmet, and J. Bookwalter Wines.
It's been a long week, right? Are you ready to wind down? Why not? It's time for the Wine Time Fridays podcast with Shelley and Phil. Neither are sommeliers, but both have a deep passion for life, each other, and of course, delicious wine. And now, here to talk about this week over a glass of wine is Shelley and Phil. It's wine time!
Hello and welcome to another episode of Wine Time Fridays with Shelley and Phil on this Friday, April 11th, right? Yeah, April 11th, episode 260. Shelley, happy Friday. It's wine time.
Just get happy Friday. And happy birthday, Andrea.
Oh, Andrea. Well, you have to ring. Holy moly.
One ringy dingy.
Ruth Buzzy. Happy birthday, Andrea. And we know you don't listen, but that's okay. That's Shelley's sister. And we have in our glass an elemental Chardonnay. Remember back in episode 209, this last year, almost exactly a year, it was April 19th, episode 209. Shelley did not make that. She was down with the flu. But Dustin Lewis explained, because this comes in an aluminum bottle, it's lined, and it starts out as a puck. So go back and watch that. It's very interesting.
That's true. And it's much smaller.
Yeah.
Therefore, it should cost less to ship.
Much less to ship. It's easily recycled. Here in North Idaho, we're still not recycling glass. What the heck?
No buy. So they say.
Anyways, this is our reception wine. So fun stuff today. We're going to start off with a Malbec, picked up at Seasons of Coeur d'Alene for International Malbec Day, which is next Thursday, the 17th. Yeah. And then, of course, we're going to have a Tannat. And this is going to be interesting. We won't talk much more about that. But we love Tannat. And
we do.
It's
not for everyone.
Nope. And it's very big and bold.
Bold.
Yep. Lots of tannins.
Lots of tannins, but it's got resveratrol.
That's why.
Resveratrol.
Yes.
Which is good.
Antioxidant.
Yeah, it's a good antioxidant.
We love that. I've just blown through all of my notes and the talking points. What will we talk about next?
I don't know.
How about we open the wine?
Episode.
Ooh, wait a minute. Before I open the wine, I will have you know, before we hit record today, I went and collected chicken eggs. And I just wanted to show you. I have it right here. It's an egg.
You should have brought the green one.
Well, this I just collected.
Oh, all right. That's so small, though.
We had a big green one recently. The Sparkmans are very happy about that because they get some eggs here very soon. Oh. I think we're about 2 dozen in. And they start off a little slow.
We need more chickens.
Need more chickens. Yeah, if you know of anybody who has some chickens that are out of the heat lamp, my preference will take them. Anyway.
Like way out of the heat lamp, like about 5 months old. Or down in a few months, they will have some.
Yeah. I mean,
but don't give us any freeloaders.
No freeloaders.
We have 2 freeloaders.
Yeah, right now they're both laying, so neither of them are freeloaders. No. They seem to be pretty happy out there. Okay, enough of this small chit chat. You need to work on your. Okay, this.
You told me not to drink too fast. Now I can't drink.
I knew you poured yourself too much. All right, you want to say what I'm about to open?
I don't know. What are you? Oh. We're about to open a 2022 Piattelli Vineyard Malbec, which we got from Seasons of Coeur d'Alene.
Yep.
Malbec generally is known for coming from Argentina. I think this is an Argentinian one, isn't it?
Are you looking at the email I sent you with all these notes?
Well, I read the notes, but I only saw that it came from Argentina.
Yeah, this is Mendoza.
Mendoza. Okay.
Right.
So Malbec has the intensity of a Cabernet, but also the fruitiness of a Merlot. So it's one of your favorites, right?
Yeah, here's the deal. I looked for a Red Mountain Malbec. I found a Red Mountain
Yes,
Malbec.
however.
It was from Liberty Lake Cellars, out of our friends from
Liberty Lake.
One's pouring mine too.
Oh,
Thank
I
you.
was just smelling it.
That's a cheat smell.
Cheap smell.
And so I picked up that bottle at Pilgrim's. I was so excited. A Red Mountain Malbec.
Just licked the glass.
I did lick the glass. And then I just double checked, because we don't want to be too redundant. And we just did that not too long ago.
So
it's down in the cellar.
We'll have to save it for ourselves. Not that we don't.
I was going to say, as opposed to who else is drinking these wines. Okay. Here is a Malbec for Malbec Day, which is this Monday, right? Am I right about that?
14th.
I think that would be Monday. I think it's on the notes.
Yeah. Monday, April 14th.
Right on. Big congratulations.
Can I touch this now?
Yes, you may.
Thank you.
My goodness. Congratulations to the Florida Gators for winning the national championship in men's tournament. Ooh, congratulations to Harvest Fig and Sicilian Lemon
for winning the oil and vinegar contest at CDA Gourmet.
Yeah, that was fun. That was a lot of fun. This thing has not much of a nose.
Yeah, it does. I get a
really
big nose. Mm-hmm. Smells like a Malbec.
Well, maybe what I need to say is to health and wealth. Wealth.
Is your memory going?
It is. To health, wealth, gratitude, abundance, romance. What?
Health, wealth, abundance,
gratitude, romance,
and peace on earth.
That one I remembered.
I'm a little worried.
Yeah, this should help.
Don't worry, be happy.
Drink wine, be happy. Thank you, Brad Binko. Okay, that's very good. Both these wines are fairly inexpensive. This, I want to say, somewhere in the $20, $25 range. I didn't see it on Season's menu, and I forgot what I paid for it. So, but still a reasonable price. And of course, restaurants, you're going to see them a little higher. But if Seasons can get it, anybody else can get it as well. So,
but remember, on Wednesdays you can get
half off.
Half price of bottles of wine at Seasons. That's a big deal.
Yeah, so you can save $12.50 on this one.
Still, anything that's
or you can save $60 on a Silver Oak Cabernet Sauvignon.
Yeah,
I can't believe how much
need to do that sometime.
I know. Anyway, I did a little research on what this would pair well with. Actually, both of these are not too far off. This would pair well with grilled meats, especially those with a nice char, like an asado style empanadas.
Empanada is a pastry, though. How do you get a nice char on a pastry? That makes no sense.
It's an asado style empanadas.
Did ChatGPT do this?
No, it was Grok.
But an empanada is a pastry.
You can have.
Maybe you char the meat to put in the empanada.
Yes.
I made empanadas one time, and I wasn't really a big fan of them.
Well, let's not do that.
No, we won't do those again.
No. Was I around?
Yes, you were around.
Okay. Did I like it?
I don't think so.
I like everything you make.
No, I don't think you like those either. They were like, meh.
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 I like this. This is very good.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
That's nice. It has some tannins, though.
Yeah, but I think they're soft tannins.
No, I don't think so. No, not that guy. No. We're laughing because of
why would you think?
We're laughing because of an Instagram reel.
We know that the English language is full of exceptions, probably more exceptions than non-exceptions. And so he says, Dough. What does that spell? And the guy plays both parts, right? So the person, usually. So, he had who did he have on? Derek Huff was on because of his name Huff. Anyway,
so it must be like dough, right?
No, why would you think? So he has dough, Dough. And what does that spell? Dough, right. Cough. What does that spell? No. Why would you think?
It's cough.
It's cough.
And then we have Derek Huff.
But it's not
Who
Hoff.
invented the English language?
Oh, man. But it's so funny. So funny.
So I was listening to John Cobelt's show.
As one does.
And he comes back from a segment cracking up hysterically. He could barely talk. And it was because of a video, a news story online where the pallbearers were walking down and they had, you know, how you have like a tent over and there's a platform. So they walk over the platform and the platform breaks and everyone falls into the grave. Everyone,
that's got to be a really bad omen. We'll find that on YouTube and put that in the show notes.
Like Deborah didn't think it was very funny.
No, she doesn't. It's so funny. I was talking to our friends over at CDA Gourmet, and Matt Sparkman. He says, I haven't really watched your YouTube stuff yet. And I'm like, that's okay. We just do it,
Yeah, don't do it. We're boring.
Well, it's funny because we make reference all the time to some of these things. Anyway, I don't know where I was going with that. I know where I'm going, to a break. When we come back, we'll have a little story about this. Welcome back to Wine Time Fridays with Shelley and Phil, episode 260. I feel like Natalie and Monk. 260. I have nothing for that.
No, it wouldn't. It's not a bingo number.
No, it's not. Anyway, so I'm going to do the Wine Time Fridays, the
Naked Wine Words of the Week.
Thank you. Why don't you just go ahead, since you're on a roll and I'm drinking
the wine. It's a corkage fee or a corking fee.
Yeah.
So when you bring your own wine to a restaurant, many restaurants will charge you a corking fee or a corkage fee. And why would you want to bring that? Because if you have a special wine at home, or if you know what you're going to have at the restaurant and you feel like something that you have is better paired than the wines on their wine list, you will bring your own. Or if you're going to get engaged, you might want to bring your own wine.
Do you remember what the corking fee was? I think it was like $20, wasn't it? And they may have waived it.
They may have.
Yeah, and in fact...
And sometimes they will waive the corking fee.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about the relationship you have with the server. If you're going to give them a hard time, don't expect them to open the wine. What it does is it cuts into their revenue stream when you bring your wine. So
we did it one time at a place we won't mention.
Okay.
Because we brought some wines, and opened them, but then we gave the leftovers to the server. She was very happy.
Very happy. We will only say that was down in Paso Robles, but that's all we'll say.
We shouldn't have said that even.
No, we can say that.
Okay.
No.
No.
She was very happy, and she did waive the corking fee. By the way, it's like we did actually order wine from there. Mm-hmm. I think a glass of wine, and then because we had all these open bottles of wines, and we were going to be traveling, we didn't want to waste any of them. So, but I get the whole thing about the corking fee. Mm-hmm. There's kind of some people that don't. I never understood it. But once I understand now the reasoning behind it, because you're basically, you're going into, it's like, are you going to bring your own meat and meal in too? You
never know.
So
I've got this really good steak. Could you please cook it for me?
Yeah.
Is there a steakage fee?
Is there a steakage fee? But there's like, if you're bringing in wine that they don't have on their list, I think they'll be more readily
or if it's a
possibly
sentimental bottle.
a sentimental, they may weigh the corking fee. But if you're bringing in a wine that they have on the wine list, don't expect any favors. Some won't even open that wine if it's already on their wine list. I mean, that's just like a slap in the face. So yeah, corkage or corking fee. I like that wine words of the week, to be honest. Okay, so Shelley did a little research on this Tannat from California, Naked Wines Tannat, and
from Tom Shula.
From Tom Shula, and it suggested, and we've said this before, our 2020 rule: put a red in the fridge for if it's room temperature. We don't have to because we bring it up from downstairs and it's ready to go at 60-ish degrees.
Mm.
But that's not always the case. It could be in just upstairs in your regular 68 to 72 degree temp.
And you don't want to drink a 72 degree wine.
It's too warm.
It's too warm, yes.
So you put it in the fridge for 20 minutes, drop that temp down, kind of like you take a white wine out of the fridge for about 20 minutes just to warm it up a little bit. The colder a wine is, the less you will get those subtle notes on it. So we did that. It suggested we do that with this, and we did that. And so I am pouring the 2021 Tom Shula Tannat from Naked Wines. Now, I'm going to tell you this. We have had tremendous success with Naked Wines.
Yeah. It's also very fun because you're considered an angel investor.
Yeah. We are angel investors. I think we're paying, I don't know, I want to say $45 a month. And what happens is you use that. Okay. Case in point. This is $17 list. That's not a lot of money to begin with. Okay.
It's not, yeah.
So I'm very interested about this. I read some reviews on Naked Wines, and someone said they did not like it very much, but when they revisited another bottle or after a couple nights or whatever, it was much better. So that's the thing about wine, is it evolves, right? Another person said, oh, go ahead.
Tannat is not for everyone. It's very big.
It is very big. And again, very, very tannin. So someone mentioned, I had to put this down. They said this is a grape I have not had before. And full disclosure, not always a fan of Tom Shula's wines. Okay? This one definitely caught me by surprise. I'm adding it to my buy again list. It's a reasonable price for a solid wine. I paired it with spaghetti and turkey meatballs. And it was a very nice compliment. Here's the thing about these wines. If you don't like it, you tell them and they credit your account.
Yeah.
Okay? Now, don't
do that all the time.
Don't do that all the time. I
Nobody
think we've
would. None of our
done it
listeners
once,
would do
and it was probably on a Pinot Gris that we just, So anyway, I'm really looking forward to this. This is a California Tannat. We have a Tablas Creek Tannat downstairs, but we're going to hold on to that for a little bit.
And Tannat has come from the southwest of France and Uruguay.
Yep.
So we've had some from Uruguay.
Hashtag.
Cheersing. That's loud. Yep, there's a lot of tannins in there. This will soften up over the next few hours.
It's such a unique flavor.
Mm-hmm. But it's got that resveratrol.
Yeah, this is now also only 12.5%. The Malbec, by comparison, was 14.5.
Wow.
Yeah, so
12.5 is very low alcohol for a California red wine too.
Yeah.
So he was one of the original angels.
Winemakers? Or angels?
Naked Wine. He was an angel for a long time before he started making the wines.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's we have a favorite list, so we go back onto Naked Wines and we actually will rate them, and then they keep track of that and will suggest or let you know when one of these wines are ready. Now, this one, they said, if you like this wine, get it, because it's not going to be available for long, and when it's gone, it's gone. So that's kind of interesting. I don't really like that aspect of this particular wine because if I like it, I want to keep going back to it, right?
Mm-hmm.
They'll throw in from time to time
Gifts.
free gifts. That's pretty fun too. We had like a $60 Napa cab gifted
free
to
gift.
us. Matt Parrish. By the way, we're working on having a couple of winemakers that work with Naked Wines on as guests.
Yeah, I think it's a very good.
It's a great model.
It's a great model to join, I would say, and we can get $100 off by using our code.
Yeah, we have a code. It's down in the notes. $100 off your first 6-pack. I forget exactly what the. Yeah, it'd be really inexpensive. I also was going to say one other thing is, why does it just leave me like this?
I don't know.
Oh yes, I said the list price on this is $17.
Oh, but if you're an angel,
It was $10.
$9.99, I think.
Something like $9.99. I just rounded up $10. But so that is even a better deal for something like this.
Mm-hmm. Really good deal. And this wine, of course, would pair with big meats like ribeye.
Yeah.
Smoked pulled pork. And full flavored hard cheeses.
That came directly from Naked Wines.
Yep. Well,
no chat GPT
except
there.
for the seared duck breast. I didn't mention that.
Oh, that was also there.
Mm-hmm.
We're trying to get Roshni back on too.
I am.
She's hard to get a hold of. She's a busy girl.
She is busy.
She just got married.
Oh, then
didn't even tell us or invite us.
She didn't invite us.
It's unbelievable.
No.
We will take one more break, and when we come back, we will do some business.
Business. Welcome back to Wine Time Fridays, episode 260. On this Friday, April 11th, my sister's birthday.
Happy birthday to Andrea. Happy birthday to you.
Okay.
That was quick.
I haven't sent a card.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh, that is a big uh-oh. I wanted to mention that Pilgrim's Market and CDA Gourmet both are part of the sponsorship for this episode.
Mm-hmm.
They literally are 3 blocks apart.
Yeah.
So if you
they
go... They
don't sell the same thing, though.
No, they have very little itty-bitty crossover stuff. But there's a little crossover, but completely different. It's an organic food store at Pilgrim's with a very good wine selection. You get wine club pricing, basically. They don't have a wine club per se, but they price their wines to move. So it's kind of like a wine club. CDA Gourmet, everything you need.
Has no wine, but they've got decanters.
And
cocktail makers and glasses.
I'm gonna do this. I'm throwing a. You know what? We're gonna do that after the next break, as we do a total wrap up. But I'm gonna show you a decanter.
Didn't we already show this?
We did. Brenda's like, "Ooh, can you show this again?"
Oh.
It's right there.
There's no wine in it.
No, but
you'll put some. This probably needs to be decanted a little.
Oh,
yeah.
We can try that. Anyway, some wines that we have had. I can't find anything on my notes. Where is everything?
Kestrel Vintner's Old Vine Cabernet Sauvignon and their Lady in White, which we always loved those bottles. They're so pretty.
And there are good wines in there.
Mm-hmm. Murphy Good Zinfandel, which was also good. We don't have enough Zinfandels. We need more Zinfandels. David Marchesi, Chardonnay, and La Crema Chardonnay. I
gotta say, the La Crema was in a little itty bitty 375. Oh, yeah. And if you go today on the 11th, there might still be some good wines priced at Fred Meyer. They're doing a reset. They're doing inventory.
Trying to get some things off the shelves.
Things that they're not moving, they're getting off the shelf.
And that was one of those.
That was one. I actually bought them out. There's only like 3 or 4 of them, but they're $5 a piece.
Well, you can't get that anymore. He bought them all.
I did. So if you come over and knock on our door, I won't answer because we're not breaking them open. Those are going to be kind of tucked away for when we don't. Yes, perfect. Because we're going to go outside picnicking or canoeing this summer. We're gonna look at some of the sites here in North Idaho. You said.
We haven't. I know. I'm not laughing about that. We've lived here 20 years and haven't even seen Hauser Lake. I didn't know there was a real Hauser Lake, and there is.
Technically, I think our address is considered Hauser Lake on a map.
Sometimes.
Anyway, I know this is very fast, but we're going to take one more break, and when we come back, we're going to have decanted this in our fancy decanter.
Fancy. Welcome back to Wine Time Fridays, episode 260.
Shelley is ready
where
to go.
We are now decanting our wine and aerating it at the same time in this fancy decanter. I forgot what this is called, though.
You just have to look in the show notes. It's right there.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, it's a really good conversation piece.
It is. It's very cute.
And it just I mean, it almost mesmerizes you.
It'll spin for a while, too.
Yeah. So we've scratched that itch. We've got that
and on. You can take it out of its little thing.
Yeah, in fact, we need to because we're going to see if there's a difference between...
It's too soon.
Okay.
You just don't have any more. That's why you're taking it out.
Yeah, I'm not sure you put that in very straight. If you're on YouTube, you're enjoying this. If you're not and just true. Listening to this, you're like...
Go to the Instagram account of CDA Gourmet.
All right. We talked about, before we went to break, what we had, but what we have coming up. April 25th is International Viognier Day. We have May is Oregon Wine Month, as well as Aussie Wine Month. We might have to pull, find an Australian. It won't be any Molly Duker. We won't have...
They don't have any left?
Well, we're not going to have Luke. Well, we could, but we're not going to have Luke Marquis on. Which is that's a really good one. Anyway, May 3rd, International Sauvignon Blanc Day.
So that's all we need to say. Don't confuse the people. Confused buyers don't convert.
Well, today is the 11th. You only want to go a month out. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay. Can we talk about June as Idaho Wine Month?
Sure.
Okay, well, just said it.
That's like 2 months away. May, June.
Just trying to set the table. Gosh, unbelievable.
And next week, what to expect next week?
Well,
Paige Connery.
Wine with Paige.
And she is on Instagram, Wine with Paige. Go follow her so you see what she's doing.
Did you say she did something naughty?
No.
Threw something out in the... Oh, she sabered something out in the ocean.
Sabered a bottle of wine into the ocean.
We're going to ask her about that.
I hope she got it.
Yeah, well, I'm still looking for that one that Matt sabered on our deck.
I still can't find it.
I still can't find it.
Maybe an owl took it away, thinking it was some bright, shiny object. Whoa, be careful.
Okay, so
So what, if you're not on YouTube, what this looks like is that ride. I think it used to be like the octopus, where it goes up and then down and then up and then down. Remember that carnival ride, the octopus?
Kind of. Yeah,
it's sort of
and
like
it spins, but the arms go like that. Okay.
It's going backwards.
It is. We don't want to that'll be bad juju to go backwards.
How did that happen?
I don't know. Anyway, so let's taste the difference between the two real quick, and then we'll wrap this up. Honestly, there might be no difference, but now that I taste it, there I believe might be a difference. Although this has been in your glass for a little bit.
There is, because actually this one that has been in the decanter is more tannic. This one that has been sitting out.
I'm not getting that at all.
Oh, I get more tannins in the
I'm getting
newly
more
poured.
Interesting. I'm not getting. It's softer for me out of that one. Isn't that interesting?
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm doubting my palate.
Yeah, you have a no good palate. No, I'm kidding.
I've been called worse.
No good.
I think that's about it. Next week we're gonna have Paige on. It's gonna be a lot of fun. By the way, I was looking through some of her stuff because I'm doing show notes, getting that all ready. She's got something on her website. They're hacks. One is a wine rack hack.
Wine rack hack.
It's amazing. I'm going to do it.
You are?
Not before we have her on, but I am going to do it. And I'm actually, I think I just posted that to the Facebook page this week from her website.
So follow her.
With a little bit of knowledge. Oh, thanks to our sponsors, Pilgrim's Market, CDA Gourmet, Elsom Cellars. With a little bit of knowledge, wine becomes a lot less overwhelming. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next week. Hear you next week. You'll hear us. I'm not going to do it. Chris Cochran says, hear you, feel you, touch you, taste you. Like Chris, that's not appropriate. See you next week on Wine Time Fridays.
Thank you for spending part of your day to wind down with Shelley and Phil. Remember, you can listen to any episode of the Wine Time Fridays podcast by visiting winetimefridays.com or wherever you get your podcasts. And join us on our Wine Time Fridays Facebook page, Instagram, or on Twitter, which is @VintageTweets, for daily conversation. Until next week, here's our toast to you. To health, wealth, abundance, gratitude, peace on earth, and of course, romance.